What's good, everybody? Welcome to Life on Beagle Road. It's coffee with Kenny time. I was going to say coffee with Kenny and Courtney, but it's just me. Today's probably one of the few days where we've had a small break in the rain. And when I mean small, it's actually kind of raining right now as I walk around. We just haven't been getting a break from the rain. It's crazy. I've been trying to get grass seed to plant, but there's never really a good day to do it because it's gonna pour. And when it rains, it really rains. Since most of our property is on an incline, trying to get that stuff to stay, regardless of using hay, just isn't working. And let's be real, nobody wants to spend a ton of money on trying to get grass to grow, but we've had so much work, construction, whatever you name it, or just, you know, winter demolition because the snow ruins stuff, that we've got some repairing to do to our pastures. Just not much left. Can you see that rainbow back there? I think it's like right there. You see it? Little bit of a rainbow. Right there. Huh. Guess my days are looking up, huh? It's been a while since we've done a coffee with Kenny, or coffee with Kenny and Courtney, or whatever this segment has kind of turned into. Maybe it's just my time to rant. We've gotten a ton of rain, which is great in the spring because everything's growing. The trees are getting green. We've got tons of leaves. You know, our gardens grow. Spring is good. Rain is good. But come on now, slow down. Just a bit. Like just a little bit. Slow down. Give me some days where not everything is soaking wet. Do you guys remember this? This was my winter shelter for the chickens. That winter shelter has held up fairly nice. The problem is it's incredibly heavy. So it's got like a 2x6 frame, which already is probably more than I need. I mean, why do I need a 2x6 frame? I don't know. But it's got a 2x6 frame, and on the outside are some hog panels that help to keep up the chicken netting that we put over top of it, and then also some tarps. The chickens love it. They go in there and it shelters them, but remember, we're not allowed to use our front yard anymore. We're only allowed to use the side yard and the backyard, which is fine. It can still go in those areas, but it's really heavy. I stuck wheels on it, but it's just not cutting the mustard at all. So I made something a little bit different, and I'm gonna show it to you guys. It's not really the point of this video. I'm gonna actually go out on a limb and say I don't really have a point for the video, but if you've ever watched our videos, then you know that I really don't have much of a point. I just make the videos. In addition to the chicken oasis station out in the yard back here, I also built this coop. We have undergrown this coop. See, if you remember a long time ago, we had an abundance of chickens. I think we had close to 50 chickens or so, which we let free range, and then they were attacked. Sad, but it's the life cycle of letting your chickens free range and living their life. That means they also serve to be food for any of the other animals that are around us. Not the best plan. We've since changed our plan with the chickens, and we've got a better, oh, speaking of hawks, there he goes. We've since pulled the reins in a bit with how we deal with our chickens. So we have a much smaller coop, one that's a little bit better for them. It's actually a pretty nice coop. I like it. Serves us well, serves the chickens well. It doesn't hold my coffee though, so gotta set that down. You can tell it's been a while since I've even vlogged like this because my shoulders are hurting from holding the camera. It's got these windows that go in and out like this from the outside, which is pretty awesome. It's got egg collection here. Although the chickens don't like to lay their eggs in there, they lay them down here in the bottom, which is a small run. Now we've been keeping the chickens in here pretty regularly, and they are doing fairly well and staying alive. Although today, Bridget, trying to be as helpful as she could, let them out. So now they're running around again, and later on I'm gonna have to get them, put them back in the coop. But we did that so the hawks wouldn't get our chickens, for one. Two, so we could manage where they're going a little bit easier. Three, because they were eating all the grass seed that I was trying to plant. Go figure. It's rained so much that I only get to mow the lawn every once in a while. I was letting it sort of grow out and go to seed, but then it was getting a little too long. Uh-oh, look who's following me around. Let's go say hi. What's up, ladies? Look at these. That's life right there, man. That's, I don't know if you want to call this farm life, homestead life, goat life, whatever you name it. This is the life. Do you like my Homesteaders mug? We got it at the Homesteaders Conference last year. And yes, we are going back to the Homesteaders Conference, and we're trying to figure out if we want to set up a booth while we're down there. I thought it'd be kind of cool if we set up a booth and I made some stuff, Courtney made some stuff, and we sold it. Probably have some t-shirts there. I don't know. I just thought it'd be a whole lot easier if we had a booth and people could come up and say hi than if we didn't. This isn't good. The chain is missing. Huh. That explains why they're all out. Looks like Bridget was doing more than just letting the chickens out. Good news is they weren't out that long. Give me a second. I'm gonna fix this until I can find the chain. Never mind. Chain's hanging on the fence where it belongs. Let's do this in a way that makes sense. I don't need to be in here. I can put the chain on the other side of the fence. Then I won't be stuck in here. Today is Make Some Sense Day on Life on Beagle Road. And I'm gonna try to make some sense. So like I was saying, we're thinking we're gonna get a booth while we're down at the conference, both to sell things and to meet more people. We met people last year, but Courtney and I are just kind of introverted a little bit. Not that we don't want to say hi to people, but we're just not especially good at it. But I figure if we set something up, folks can come up, say hello, or not say hello. It's up to them. If we do, I hope you all come up and say hi. If you're a fan of Jason from Cog Hill, go on over there and tell him, hurry up and get your tickets, son, and join Life on Beagle Road, and you at the Homesteaders of America conference. I've been bugging and bugging and bugging. He keeps holding out on me. Stop holding out, Jason. Come on, stop holding out. He's like all the kids I hung out with in high school who were like, I don't know, I might have something better to do. I got your number, Jason. I don't know where you live, but I know it's on Cog Hill Road. We've been using this electric netting for the goats periodically because their pastures aren't all that wonderful right now. And we're trying, again, to plant and get those back in order. My hope, within the next few weeks, we'll be able to get something going. The slopes around here, though, I'm telling you, they're rough. Even when I cover them, cover the seed with hay, so much rain coming down those slopes, no good. So this guy here is kind of like a smaller version of what I showed you earlier. It's made out of PVC, chicken wire, zip ties to hold it down. And before you say anything about zip ties, I have kept up some fencing for the goats for the last 3 years or so. We put chicken wire around the bottom part because they were escaping through that when they were babies, and that's been up with zip ties, like I said, for like last 3 years. So they'll hold up and they're easy to replace. And honestly, I needed to do it fast. This was the fastest way to do it. There's probably over 200 zip ties on here. Okay, that might be silly. I probably could have done it easier than that. But this is the way I did it. If you've got better ways, good for you. Back here, it's just a tarp covered. That's it. We've already had torrential downpours. We've already had some pretty high winds, and it's pretty stable. I used some PVC, glue, cement, whatever you want to call it, at all the joints. Everything's staying together. And, you know, it's got a pretty good weight to it. It's not too heavy. It's easy to move around. And I like it. My hope is that we're gonna do some meat birds. See, my thought is, since we gotta follow all these funky rules for the township, is that the birds aren't gonna be here that long. So if I had more than I should have, I'll butcher them, right? That seems like it makes sense to me. But yeah, that's the big news for us, is that we're gonna try meat birds for the very first time. We haven't done meat birds before, and I know that a lot of you out there, that's where you start. You're all into meat birds, yada, yada, yada. I'm not especially wonderful at butchering, nor am I wonderful at wanting to butcher. We've talked about meat birds a number of times. It's just that we haven't pulled the trigger, we haven't pushed ourselves to do it, but we passed a truck the other day, and it was just disgusting. It was unbelievably disgusting. There were hundreds and hundreds of birds in these cages on this truck. And I looked at Courtney and I said, we just need to get our own meat birds. Now, we've been ordering our own organic chicken from different farms. We've tried Butcher Box. If you've ever tried Butcher Box, that's a great, and if you haven't, it's pretty great. You know, they source only organic, free range, but free range is a very loose term these days. We're over that, and we want to get our own meat birds. We recently started getting our beef from a friend of mine who's a cattle farmer. They raise steers and butcher their own steers, so we're able to see just exactly where our beef came from, which is amazing. And all the meat that we got for what we paid, honestly, was unbelievable. We got half a cow, and I don't know that we're gonna run out of that for quite a while. Like, we eat a lot of meat, but that's a lot of meat. I mean, that's a lot of meat. When I say we've gotten a lot of rain, I mean it. I've literally been working in the garage, and then some of the stuff I've been doing has some pretty hefty chemicals in it, the smells anyway, so they're toxic. So I've been working under this tarp on that little table there, trying to get some of that stuff done. It helps me to stay out of the rain, it helps me to get my work done, so that's all I care about. I think one of the saddest things about all the rain is that I haven't had a really wonderful day to take out my best friend. This is my best friend. Her name is Triumph, and she misses me. She wants to go for a ride. If you didn't know that about me, I love riding a motorcycle. My wife doesn't love that I ride a motorcycle. My mom probably doesn't love that I ride a motorcycle, but I love it. Nothing beats it. And my son, he loves it. Loves getting on it with me. We'll go for short rides when he's with me. He tries to lean the wrong way. Daddy ain't feeling that. Before I go, there's one other thing I wanted to mention. Courtney and I are going to be in Amsterdam for a week. Her work is flying her out there for a conference, and I, being the trophy husband that I am, get to come with. I'm pretty excited about it. We've got everything lined up here. We have a farmhand coming out to take care of the animals. The kids will be here at the house staying with my mother. Robbie is actually going on a wilderness camp for an entire week, the exact same week, so it's perfect for him and us, obviously. So we're going on that trip, and it's gonna be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Best part is it didn't cost a thing. Who doesn't love a free trip to a foreign country? It'll be my very first time ever leaving the country, not Courtney's, because she's well traveled and, well, I'm not. I guess you could tell. I wanted to throw it out there that if there's anybody who watches our videos who lives in Amsterdam, let us know, because if we get a free moment, we'd love to take a trip and visit what you got going on and say hi. And if there aren't anybody out there, well, I guess I can't say hi. Anyway, have a great day. I really don't know what this video was about other than just saying hi and being thankful for having such a great community. But I do love all of you. Also, I think I got goat pee on me. That was gross.